So, what kind of characters did you run into? What were the women like, for example, in Antifa in Eugene during 2018 to 2020?
It's going to sound very critical, but it's just the truth. As far
Mhm,
as a lot of the women I knew personally, and
mhm.
being a gay guy, I've hung out with more women often than not. Like I have more girlfriends than I do guy friends. Very border personality, border person. But they're very personality disordered. A lot of them are very egotistical, very narcissistic. Um, a lot of them get very mad when you psychoanalyze them and try to point out their problems.
Yeah.
You have the standard drug and alcohol addiction, but this is something that's very important because I don't want to sit here and just make it seem like I'm dehumanizing or talking crap. A lot of them have been victims of rape,
Mm.
incest, abuse. A lot of them, the culture in Eugene, like guys can be sleazy in general. I get that. But up there, Eugene is very, very rapey. Very, very rapey. And
Rape,
the girls,
rapey?
it's yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen like things with my own eyes, like girls just getting stalked on the streets. They can't have these girls can't go out anymore without a horror story. So the girls in Antifa, I noticed, they're trying to overcome that fear,
Mm,
overcome that anxiety, become the soldiers for the other women and people in their community who are also dealing with a lot of
mm,
craziness.
mm.
But it's kind of how a lot of guys fight their fathers in Antifa. It's really a lot of daddy issues. I think a lot of these women, they have the idea of the oppressor in their mind as being like, that's where a lot of the toxic masculinity comes from, a lot of that type of talk. A lot of them have gone through a lot of sexual trauma and they see Antifa as a way to become a soldier to where they can be perceived as it's just like it's a protection blanket, I think is the best way to
Yeah,
put that.
in Portland, I see a lot of women, and as according to Chandler Patey, the guy who rents the house that is their safe house near the ICE headquarters, they're all sex workers there.
Yeah.
So
And a
I,
lot of them have horror stories. And, I'm not going to sit here necessarily and slam sex work. Prostitution, there's a whole thing.
it's not good
The
for
more
you.
conservative
How
I
about
become,
that?
the more I question it, I think. But
It's not. How about this? How about just keeping it simple? It's not good for you.
it's not. It's really not. You can make a lot of money for sure. And that's how a lot of the girls in Antifa fund themselves.
Hmm.
But it's like at what cost? Because like, one person, the one that I was telling you I did little bucket donations for, who she said it was going to a jail bond. Hell if I know. But
Yeah.
she was a sex worker and,
Hmm.
identified as non-binary, very, very angry. Her mother had committed suicide years before, and
Oof.
that destroyed her
Mm.
like deeply. And as much anger as I have in my heart for this person for a myriad of reasons, I also
Mm.
can understand. But they were doing sex work. This is how sad this was.
Hmm.
So I was there because they're like, hey, I just want to make sure that I'm safe around this guy and, just stay close in case anything happens. And I'm like, you know what? I got you. I'm going to go hang out upstairs with your partner. So their partner, male, female identifying, female or non-binary identifying, but
Mm.
guy, is
Hmm.
sitting there broken, playing with Legos on the floor while I'm trying to be quiet. They're both at least in their 30s while I'm listening to my friend get railed downstairs for $1,000.
Wow.
And
That's so sad.
yeah, and she'd be
So
like, I
sad.
can buy you supplies and I can help you with this and I can help you with this. And I was just kind of like, let's just hang out. But
Yeah.
no, a lot of characters like that and a lot of sad stories like that to where it's like, how would that not destroy you?
Of
You know?
course, it destroys your soul. It takes a part of your soul.
The doll people are not men, they are made of ice and glass. Our skin is clay and painted blue, our head can detach. We are statues with a pulse, we are art you can fuck. The doll people are quiet. What is there to say? Art does not interpret itself. There are men with a day to save. We are paintings with legs. We are art you can fuck. Drink the doll's legs spread like butter. We a wife, whore, mistress, maid, mother, the beauty and the buyer. Take the screaming one because a woman who doesn't want it is much harder than one that does. The doll people are alive, or so they say. You can never trust the art these days. To be admired takes precedence over admiring. To be desired takes importance over desiring. Drink the doll's legs spread like butter. Your wife, whore, mistress, maid, mother. The beauty and the buyer take the screaming one, because a woman who doesn't want it is much harder than one that does. Pain popping off of us like rockets, stuff right out of a fantasy. The whistle stuck to our pockets. The beauty and the buyer take the screaming one, because a woman who doesn't want it is much harder than one that the doll people are gone. They don't know what happened. They looked under her skirts one morning, but all they saw were maggots. They banged their head on the wall. They fucked the yard on that afternoon. The dolls are off running and laughing together, swimming in the milk of the moon. Wife, whore, mistress, maid, mother. Wife, whore, mistress, maid, mother. Wife, whore, mistress, maid.